Good evening and welcome to Viperland. This is Viper S, the host, and I'm going to be playing tonight the game Sequence. Very unique game, very enjoyable game, and yeah, you're going to see what it's like in just a moment. The basic concept of the game, and I'm continuing a save file just so I don't have to go through all the tutorials and everything. I'm only on the second world level floor, whatever you want to call it. The game itself is if you took Puzzle Quest and instead of being a puzzle game, it was a DDR game. That's this game. So it says select an enemy. I don't have all the drops from this guy, so we'll give it a shot. So, you use either the arrow keys or the QASD keys. And, I guess it is just arrow keys. What am I? Ah. Oh, okay, that's just health, that's why. So you've got this thing, the defense bit. This is where you block enemy attacks, which I would do if I was better at this game. So you match these, and then you don't take damage from those attacks. On the right there is extra health. If I needed health, I'd go over there. You switch between panels with Q and E. You can use... There we go. You can... Oh, that's mana over there. That's what it is. It's not health. And then you can do attacks with 1, 2, and 3 keys. You set those attacks ahead of time. I missed that one. And you set them to certain buttons. I'm screwing this up really badly. There you go, I've done 7 damage to enemy. Huzzah! Now I'm going to block some of his attacks. Oh. I'm not going to live through this. You can see the cooldowns of your abilities and the mana that they need at the bottom circle. Try and get some more mana. You can use either... This is really difficult to do while talking. You can use either the arrow keys or the Q, W, A, S, whatever keys. That was bad. Maybe we should try an easier enemy next time. Alright, so that started out weakly. Turn to safer. So from here, it's even easier to just show gear. There you go. So it's got the usual level up type stuff. You've got a weapon, you've got armor, an accessory. You can craft stuff, which I will go into in a little bit if I get enough materials for it. And how do you check your abilities? I don't remember how to check abilities. It's not gear. Spell set. That would do it. So right now, I've got... Which ones do I have set? Oh, and you can practice them. Okay, sorry, that was just me taking a moment. So, these are the abilities I have. I've got Arc Light, direct damage, power, constant timer, barrier, which is very nice, I definitely use that. Spheric, more direct damage, Azure Wind, a mild healing spell, fallout damage over time, and from Dusk to Dawn, very slow yet effective HP drain. And you can see the colors match up down here to what I have. So I have, apparently from Dusk till Dawn, that would be Barrier, that would be Spheric, and that would be Arc Light. You can also test cast one, so I'm going to hit 1 to test that here. And these would be the things that I need to hit to use that ability. So you can practice these type of things out of combat, which would have been wise for me. And I'm hitting everything early, so now let's try and do better. That one's apparently got different parts to it. And hey, look, it's got a visual effect. Okay, so Arc Light. I can double click and I can put it there. I've already got it there. So my abilities are set. I've got my gear set. Let's try another battle. Let's try this in earnest. And you can find all sorts of information here. You've got their drops, which will usually be important. What song will play, the beats per minute, you can preview it by hitting 1. The color spectrum, I'm actually not sure what that does. Flow, defense, offense, HP. Let's try this guy, a violent dwarf. Let's try and get into the... Those things have to be active before you use them. My mana's full. So when that line hits it, you'll see something pop up on your screen, a little segment of the circle. So you know, I've just hit barrier. Let's defend against this stuff. The different colored arrows that are coming in mean different amounts of damage. the darker the color, like the red being the worst, the more it's gonna hurt. Did I just do barrier again? No. Maybe. You can queue up several abilities, and they will happen one at a time. That was the arc light, I think? Or spheric? Trying to do this while talking is very difficult. I should have picked a different game, perhaps. Alright. It may seem weird to get used to, and it really is. It does have a fairly comprehensive tutorial. However, I didn't do it. I played this game for the first time months ago, and hadn't come back to it. Some enemies can do effects like that. He's making them fade out before they really reach there, so you kind of have to time it. Very difficult to do sometimes. You'll notice I'm probably trying to talk at least a little bit in time with the music, because that's really the best way to do this. The storyline of this game is fully voice acted. It is another independent game, so it's not a big label studio. It's also not very expensive. I believe it's a $10 game on Steam. I should use some offensive abilities. All of these things are timed, though the timer is usually fairly generous. Again, I'm fairly early in the game, so that might change later on, but for now, the timer is fairly generous. Very rarely have I run out of time. I've usually run out of HP. Need some more mana to cast spells. The writing in this game is actually a high point to me. I wouldn't imagine it would be, but the sense of humor and just the voice acting in this game is really superb. I did not expect it. Oh, only 3 seconds left. I don't think I'll be able to make this. Yep. I lost from the timer! Hopefully, on the stream, you will see me actually win a match. If I were to win, and I did get some experience, kind of like Puzzle Quest, you still get something for losing, just not as much. So you can progress slowly. Let's try Audrey 2. If this doesn't work, I may just go back to the first map to demonstrate things. But I'm hoping that doesn't have to happen. Okay, so I've got a barrier, got a spheric, need a bit more mana. It really does take a bit of getting used to this game. I mean, it's very easy after a little while to go, oh, I'm just gonna hit the arrow keys when they come down. That's not the hardest bit, but swapping between the things is where it gets difficult. The mana one is always going, and you always kind of want to try and block the damage if you can. But there's just so much going on. And you gotta try and pay attention to all of it, really. But I've known people who have gotten very good at this game, and they also enjoy it quite a bit. Got to block some damage. Apparently there are, like, challenges later on that can get very difficult. I got only 14 HP. That is doable, I think. Let's just keep popping abilities on it. I like to pop that one. It seems to do quite a bit of damage. It's got 1 HP. Oh, and I popped my shield instead. Okay, so as you'll notice, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between getting some more mana, using abilities, and trying to not take damage. Do I win? Do I win? No, I used barrier again like an idiot. Cool! Got him! So that's what happens when you win a battle with a decent amount of HP, actually. When you're actually in the zone, doing your thing. I've got a calendar and a newspaper. Seems like useless things, but you can craft them. I'm going to see if I have enough to do that right now. So you've got recipes. I can make a key to the second floor. Doesn't matter. I already have that. The Maelstrom Scroll, which I don't have enough for. You can see at the bottom here, it needs a newspaper and 2 bricks. I've got a newspaper, but no bricks. Inhibitor the second, I need polish remover and newspaper. I can make a trigger scroll, so you click it, double click it, sorry, and you can use experience to craft things. The more experience you use, the higher your chance of success. But the more experience you have to use. You know, that's kind of how it works. So let's try it. 95% chance. I go down a little bit in experience, and come on. You synthesize the item Trigger Scroll. Trigger Scroll teaches the spell Trigger Boost. Obtain a 40-note combo on Louis. Learn Trigger Scroll also takes experience. Let's practice it. Oh, okay. So, to learn it, I actually have to do that song and get a 40-note combo. So, let's give it a real shot. I don't believe I get the item refunded if I fail, and I definitely don't get the experience refunded. So I've got 2 minutes 15 to get a 40-note combo on this song. Hopefully I can actually do it. Hopefully I won't be missing any. This is also reminiscent of Puzzle Quest. I imagine they got a lot of their inspiration from that. They just decided the puzzle game had already been done, so why not do a rhythm game? I think it came out really well. Unfortunately, I'm not at a point right now where I can show bits of the storyline, but trust me, it's well voice acted. I learned it already. I don't need the rest of it. It's very well voice acted, and I would highly recommend it. And now, if I go over to, come on, spell set, I should have Trigger Boost. Boost following spell by 40%. I'm not going to use that, because quite frankly, I just don't want to right now. It's not the type of spell I'm going to use, but that could be useful. Let's try another battle and try and get some more gear. He's still got something I haven't dropped. I've gotten all of his stuff. The damn dwarf. I'm going to try the dwarf again. He seems to be my nemesis at the moment, but I'm getting more into the groove of this as time goes on, which is very difficult, actually. Cast a bunch of spells, and hopefully get them to actually work. So that should be barrier. Yep. Hop over for a little bit of mana in between. And take some hits from him, but that's okay. I mean, you don't want to take hits, but I usually prioritize my own spells before stopping incoming damage. I use barrier again, especially because I use barrier so often. When I, hit everything. Get some mana. Barrier I've found to be very, very effective. So barrier is 2. I should be careful of that. Oh, and I got an achievement. I don't know what I got the achievement for, but I got it. And I did that whole snow down damage on him thing. Another barrier to keep myself alive. Spherical, I think that one was. Just damage. The music of the game, as you'd hope, is actually really good. I enjoy it at least. It fits. I imagine it's going to get quite a bit more difficult. I've heard tales of how difficult this game can get. I've got him at 29 HP. And as any rhythm game, the more you get to know the music, the easier the game gets. Spherical seems to have a long cooldown. I didn't really think about how difficult it was going to be to talk through this game while I was playing this, while I was deciding on what to play today. This is probably not the easiest of choices I have picked. He's down to 12 HP though. I've got 18 seconds left. So if I use stuff that's not a shield, I might... 5 HP. Am I gonna lose for time again? Yep. Damn it, that dwarf, man. Holy crap. Got some experience though, so I can use that for whatever. I'm gonna try again, actually. With a little less barriering, a little more punching him in the face. That's gonna be the hope, at least. I'm not gonna worry too much about his incoming damage once things are actually off the cooldown. Just because that's twice I've died from time, but I haven't ever so far died from damage on this guy. So I'm gonna try and hit all the damage I can, keep the mana up a bit, because that is important. And I think that snow spell I do actually steals health. Arclight Sphere. Oh, he used his ability. Thankfully, it doesn't really feed them too far ahead, so you can kind of see where they're going to be and do damage. Okay, get a mana up. still hitting me. I'm gonna get him. Gonna get him. I vow to do it eventually. Come on. I should talk more. I know. This is not probably going to be my greatest episode. Ah, I used barrier. I don't know why I just default to hitting right. Or number 2. It's like I don't want to beat this guy. And of course, now that I'm not focusing on barrier, he's gonna kill me. Got 28 seconds left. Did I get him? I got him! Damn you, dwarf. Close. But I got you. And I only got the one piece of equipment he had that I already had. Ugh, sigh. Can I unlock the door yet? Gather some items so you can set the key. Nope, not yet. Alright, well, let's try Audrey one more time. I think that's almost going to be the end of this episode. I'm going to try this guy one more time. That'll be the end of the episode for... Wait a minute, I can't remember the name. Sequence. That's the name of the game. Once you get over the learning curve, very enjoyable game. The learning curve is a little steep, yeah. There's definitely a bit of getting used to, especially the bouncing back and forth between things. Oh, I already screwed that up. That's not good. Especially the bouncing forth between different areas. Not easy to get used to. But it is rewarding. It is fun. It is well written. It's enjoyable overall, I would say. Let's get some mana up. Let's stop some of that coming through. And keep this stuff going. Once you get better at it, you can kind of worry about the health a bit more, the damage. But right now, it's just easier to, early on at least, try not to screw up like that. And then kill things! I can honestly say I don't remember what the storyline is. Oh, I got a newspaper. Damn it, I already had that. I can honestly say I don't really remember what the storyline is for this game. Too much. I know you're climbing a tower, I know you're stuck in here, I know you don't know why. There's a girl helping you, you haven't seen her, she's just a voice that can kind of talk to you. But the first boss you go against is amazingly hilarious. He trash talks you in Victorian English, and it's just amazing. It really should be seen. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this hasn't been the most boring episode I've ever done. This has been Viper S for Viperland. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Facebook page on facebook.com/ViperlandStream or email me, viperlandstream@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and goodbye.